Now, I know 300 million people have already done a video on this, but I thought I would do it as well, because I just would feel I'm doing an injustice by not telling my viewers about this, I wouldn't say it's a hidden method, but it's definitely a very lucrative one that people should know about, and it revolves around armor rolls with the Solstice gear this year for Solstice 2022. So what I'm referring to is that you can get high stat rolls on your armor, and you can choose what you get on each armor piece, except for the class item, of course, because it doesn't have any stats. So the way this is done is once you acquire your armor from Ava to begin the event, the tutorial way, then you either get armor from the Bonfire Bash activity itself, or you could buy it from Ava, as you see on screen here. Now, the difference here only being you can buy it from Ava for Silver Ash, but it'll be all 46 rolls every single time, or you just go do the activity and you can get higher rolls. They're not going to be super, super high, but they could go higher than 46. So that's a little bit of a difference. Now, what you do with these armors is you have to do the event challenges. If you didn't know, when you do event challenges, you get kindlings. When you get kindlings, you need to put them into your armor pieces. Again, this does not include the class item. It's only helmet, glove, chest, and boots. So normally you would see 2 slots here. This would be 1 slot here for embers, and then 1 to the left of it, which would be for kindling. What you do is you upgrade each slot 3 times. So it'll be small kindling, large kindling, and then fully rekindled, which will be 1, 3, and 6 total kindlings to upgrade your armor 3 times. Once you do that, and each time you do the kindling, you will upgrade your embers as well. For embers, you need Silver Ash. So the gameplay loop basically is you get silver leaves for any activity in the game. Leaves meaning these right here that you see in my inventory. These can be got basically anywhere except for endgame content, because for some reason it doesn't drop in like dungeons, for example. Kaido just doesn't drop any. But you can get these from Strikes, Gambit, Crucible, Patrol, public events. Literally anything that doesn't include a raid or a dungeon, pretty much. You can get these from story missions. You can get this from Wellspring, etc., etc. The best one, by the way, in case you didn't know, is doing the investigation method. If you don't know what that is, I have a video on the channel from yesterday that explains it perfectly. You get free leaves, like 12 to 15 every like 30 seconds. It's super free. And in case you didn't know, you can only hold 100, as you can see on screen right here. So, once you get these leaves up to 100, you can then go into Bonfire Bash and then convert them when you complete the activity. And for every 20, you get 100 to 105. At least that's what I have been getting. And as you can see, max is 100. And then guess what? The max for Silver Ash is 500. So basically, don't do the activity more than 5 times in a row. Just letting you know that. This is what the armor comes into play. So when you fully upgrade your armor, on the last step for Shining Embers, right here you can see Spark of Intellect, Strength, Discipline, Recovery, Resilience, and Mobility. So the game lets you pick what you want a minimum of a stat increase in. You can pick any of the statistics, but then don't forget that we can also use our Ghost to do the same thing. Now, the key difference between this armor and literally any other armor in the game is if you try this method with armor, so for example, if I put Mobility in my Ghost right now and I try to roll any other armor piece in the game, by default, it will come out with a high stat in the bottom 3 brackets of my stats instead of the top 3. So for example, I'm doing Mobility, so the other end of the spectrum, let's say I'm in a Lost Sector and I get an exotic, that exotic will come out with Mobility, and then it'll have either Discipline, Intellect, or Strength. It does not roll Mobility and then Resil, or Mobility and Recov, etc., etc. By the way, some exotics have built-in statistics on their own, and that's why sometimes you get wonky stats. For example, Controverse Hold for Warlocks has built-in Discipline, because, well, it's a green exotic. So if you have Discipline on your Ghost and you get a Controverse, that's why the Discipline will be screwed up. So normally you target one stat in the top 3 or in the bottom 3, and then you hope for RNG on the other end, right? What this armor does is you can pick both sides that you want, no matter what, and it ignores the system. So, with that being said, I can choose Mobility in my Ghost, and then Resilience in my armor, and I will get Resilience and Mobility, despite that not being possible anywhere else in the game. If you, I don't know, maybe farm Kaido, you'd notice that anytime you try to go for Resil and Mobility gear, you'd always get maybe one that's high in the stats, and the other one would be like 2 or 3, or something along those lines. That's because the game just will not give it to you. This way, you can get whatever you want, and get a good distribution. So for me, I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to roll Resilience here. and then bam, I now have resilience, discipline, and mobility. 12, 20, 23, and then if I upgrade this to full, it'll be 14, 22, 24, plus I can slot in a mod, plus if I really wanted to, I can slot in powerful friends. So for the sake of the video, I went ahead and upgraded the helmet to full. So now the total, as you can see, is 107, where we have 34 mobility, 32 resil, and 25 discipline, then we have 484 on the rest. So I have powerful friends on here, and then a plus 10 resilience mod. You could take off powerful friends, obviously, if you wanted. Either way, whether you have it or not, you would still have a really good armor piece distribution for a PvE hunter armor piece in this helmet. So, in total, I can basically put anything I want. If I wanted PvP, I could just slot in a recov mod instead of a spark of resilience, and then, bam, I have mobility, recov, and discipline for PvP, but I'm going for PvE, so I got exactly what I wanted. And that's all you got to do for the system. It completely ignores the normal laws and the rules of the game, and you can roll exactly what you want. This technically makes it better than Artifice Armor in a sense, only because you ignore the rule that's in place for the rest of the game. Obviously, Artifice Armor has a place in the game as well, given that you can get high stat armor and an extra mod slot in your armor, which is really, really nice. But if you're not using seasonal mods in your armor setups, then this is perfect for you. And the best part is, it's extremely, extremely easy to do and get. All you gotta do is the core gameplay loop. You do literally anything for silver leaves, down to the basics, patrols, strikes, etc. Something you can do with your brain completely turned off. And then you convert the leaves into ash through the bonfire activity. And in bonfire, on top of converting your leaves into ash, you get armor drops during the activity. And then afterwards, if you want, you can just go to Ava and buy more on top of that and get more armor, then re-roll it with your sparks and hope you get the stats that you want for both PvP and PvE. Or if you could just keep doing Bonfire Bash and not go to Ava and keep getting like 50, 52, 54, 56, whatever from over there instead of getting a 46 over here. So it's extremely easy, and that's why I wanted to cover this, because literally everybody can do this, and you can get triple hundreds in your builds, just like I have right here. So I have mobility, resilience, and discipline for my build already, and I haven't even used the armor for this Solstice event. I'm going to use it now, and then make some stupid builds, because it's so mind-numbingly easy, and I wanted to share. That's all. Hopefully this helps you guys form insane armor. Let me know your results. Let me know if you get some help from this, and like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It does help the channel. Be sure to share, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Also, stream daily on Twitch, twitch.tv/SneakyBeaver. Alright, like the video. Goodbye. I'm leaving.